Hello everyone! Hope everyone's having a great Sunday night. Meteorologist Jeremy Baker here on this Sunday. Another hot Sunday. We had one isolated severe storm early this afternoon. Clipped to areas just to the north of Fredericksburg. That was about it. Everyone else just saw a mix of clouds and sunshine and plenty of that heat. And that heat isn't going anywhere for the next few days, so hopefully you like it, or you can deal with it, or put up with it. A little early if you ask me. All right, here's a live look around town. Oh, of course, as always, be following along on Facebook, so if you have any questions or anything you want to say, feel free. Morgan's Wonderland, dark, dark, dark. Got to be some lights down there somewhere. Skycam, looking at downtown. I think it's looking at downtown. San Antonio Airport, looking pretty as always with those lights, and Calaveras Lake also looking downright nice, but warm on this Sunday night. All right, the pollen count. As of today, 3 of them, but the good news is they're all light. That's molds at 3:30, grass at 10, and pecan at 10. So hopefully you don't have any of those, but if you do, hopefully it's not too bad. Here's the aquifer. It dropped a little over half a foot over the last 24 hours to 625.6. I think it went up actually. I'll have to take a look at that. But still, well below 630 regardless. 10-day average at 626.9, so water restrictions stay into effect. Stage 2 watering rules. Keep that in mind if you must water. That's the one thing I don't miss when I had a house, was having to water the lawn and take care of the lawn. That was the worst part. The rest of it was fun, or making it look nice at first. Back to an apartment where, well, I don't have to do a whole lot. 699 square feet. Yeah, kind of small, but that's all I need. Anyway, all right, here we go. Right now, the San Antonio Airport, 83 degrees, Stinson at 84. Once again, it's pretty gusty this evening. Like last night, it was pretty much the same. Southeast winds are at 22. Dew point's at 69, so that humidity there at 63%. So it's not super humid outside, but it does feel a little bit muggy because the air temperatures are so high. All right, how about those temperatures across the area? Everyone's looking pretty much the same for the most part. A lot of orange on the map, 82 in Seguin, New Braunfels 82, Gonzales 81, Junction 87. Warmer up there right now. 90 Carrizo Springs and Eagle Pass, 92 Del Rio, that's the hot spot, and 91 for Pearsall and Cotulla. Here's the radar. Ignore these are false radar echoes. Of course, there could be a little baby shower just to the north of Hondo. It looks like it fizzled away. All that green that you see around San Antonio, Bexar County, off to the east around Austin, and to the south, that's just the radar. It's not picking up actual rainfall, just clear air particles. So don't worry about that. We are rain-free for the most part here in South Texas. Here's that humidity forecast. We're in the 60s now with that dew point. Mostly going to stay there, I'm thinking, for the next few days. Tomorrow and also Tuesday in about the same spot. This model showing tropical, but I'm thinking we're going to be mostly in the upper 60s. Dropping, though, as we head into late Tuesday and early Wednesday down to the 50s. So feeling a little less humid Tuesday and Wednesday, late Tuesday and Wednesday, and then bouncing right back up for the rest of the forecast. So that humidity is sticking around a bit. No problem, David. Good to see you on here. See you on Twitter. Well, X, not Twitter. X and on Facebook. Social media. All right, here's the drought report. This is out as of this past Thursday, so it comes out every Thursday morning. Hasn't changed a whole lot in the past week, hasn't changed a whole lot in the past month. Still exceptional drought conditions for most of the hill country down to Bexar County, westward through Hondo, Uvalde, off to Del Rio, and the Rio Grande. So unfortunately, still looking at pretty bad drought conditions. Everyone else in South Texas looking at mostly severe or extreme. Definitely need a lot of rainfall. Unfortunately, it's just not in the cards anytime soon as we head into the warmer months. Definitely not what you want to see when you really need to get it in the spring. Unfortunately, not seeing a whole lot. Here's the water vapor imagery. You saw where the clouds blew up. Notice the timestamp in the upper right. We're going through Sunday right now, so through today. Late yesterday afternoon, though, here it comes. Here's the afternoon. Look at South Texas. Boom! There's all that moisture. Those were the storms that fired up yesterday during the evening, late afternoon and evening hours, and moved through during the evening hours. That's now moved out. And you can see, for the most part, we're looking at a dry line. So where you see the brighter whites and the blues, that's, for the most part, that's where the drier air is, to the north of that. To the south of that is where we have the moisture, and right where the two meet, that's where most of the storms form, or a lot of the storms form. And we're kind of on the south side of that, but we don't have a lot of moisture up there, nothing to really trigger it. So we're not seeing a whole lot in the way of chances for rainfall in the next few days. Maybe a slight chance each afternoon, but although not all that great. Yeah, we need some rain, David, that's for sure. We have a lot of chances in the second week of the 14-day, but only at 20%. The pop-up garden variety type of showers and storms. We don't hear that a lot here, garden variety. And back from on the East Coast, where I'm from, Philadelphia, we hear that a lot. It's this pop-up afternoon stuff. That's what they call garden variety. Here's that futurecast. See the clock in the corner starts you out tomorrow morning at 7, mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 70s. Most of us should be dry tomorrow. In the morning and into the afternoon, notice this future forecast model picks up on a decent amount of sunshine tomorrow. Still some clouds. We'll call it partly cloudy. But temperatures, you see a lot of those well into the 100s tomorrow. Did drop the high for San Antonio down from 101 to 100, so quite a bit cooler, right? But you can see Eagle Pass on this forecast has 110. Not sure if it's actually going to get that high, but it's going to be hotter tomorrow than it was today. So even though it was hot today, it's still 10 degrees shy of what it was, almost 10 degrees shy about a week ago, or a few days ago. All right, here is Tuesday morning. Again, starting out partly cloudy. Not seeing as much cloud cover here. Here is 7 a.m. Notice some areas still around 80 degrees at 7 a.m. on Tuesday. So it'll be a warm start to your day on Tuesday. Very slight chance for an isolated shower storm in the afternoon. Most of us, I'm thinking, once again, will be dry. And here are 5 o'clock. A lot of temperatures in the 90s. Not as many triple digits on Tuesday, but I'm thinking our temperatures aren't going to be that much different between Monday and Tuesday. Let's see, John, why is there rain only north or south of San Antonio? Isn't that always what it seems like? Storms form west, they move towards San Antonio, and they kind of split almost. It's just the way it's working lately. Of course, now they're well to the north because the dry line is to the north, and that's where a lot of the storms form, and we're just not getting it here. We need an overall pattern change to really get the rain here. I know we want it. Sitting at home thinking, man, we could really use a good soaking. Just to cool things off at least, but boy, the ground needs it, that's for sure. Not tonight, though. Warm and muggy tonight, a low temperature of 76 degrees. It'll be a quiet evening, not seeing any storms out there, unlike last night at this time. Southeast winds are pretty gusty right now. They'll stay on the breezy side overnight tonight, 10 to 15. Sunset, 8:22, continuing to get later. The days are still getting longer, heading into the end of May. And here's your day for tomorrow. We'll start out humid, much like this morning. By noon, limited sun. We'll call it partly to mostly cloudy, but by the end of the day, we should see a little more sunshine. And another day of 100 degrees. 100 even, we're saying. Or I'm saying. All right, here's the 14-day. Notice the first 2 days are red, and that's a weather impact alert for both of those days, Monday and Tuesday, because of extreme heat. The high tomorrow up to, it should be 100, 98. Or actually, Tuesday should be down to 100. Upper 90s to around 100 both of those days. I'll take a look at that later. And you can see that we have a lot of chance for rain as we head towards the end of the next weekend and most of next week. 20% chances each day. High temperatures mostly in the 90s. So hot stuff coming at you. Yes, rain dances. Get it going. I don't dance, I just wiggle. All right, that's your forecast. All aboard tonight on KENS 5 News at 10, actually starting at 10:13 tonight because of golf. Put us back a little bit. And Megan Reyna will have your news, and Vinny Benzetto will have your sports. We hope to see you then. If we don't see you, have a good night. And stay cool. Have a good one. Bye-bye.